What's up, y'all? I appreciate everybody tuning in today. I'm starting this episode off a little different. Yesterday, 19 children were brutally murdered in Texas. Just a week after 10 elderly African Americans and a few others were senselessly gunned down. Senselessly, however you say it, in a grocery store by the hands of another psychopath. And unfortunately, the man who shot up that grocery store still has air in his lungs, gets 3 hots in the cot, and probably has a TV in the comfort of protective custody. Now, back to the first piece of because I'm going to call a spade. I know I'm cussing, I don't care, but that's what these people are. They're pieces of that should have been swallowed. Were they bullied in school? Probably. Abused? Maybe. But that gives nobody a right to take an assault rifle, cover yourself in body armor, walk into an elementary school, a high school or elementary with a bunch of little kids playing in class, or just, they're just starting out their life, man. Just happy to be a kid, and you just decide to permanently erase their existence for absolutely no reason. Like, whoever thinks that that's somewhat of an excuse, I wouldn't even let my kids around you, man. Like, are you crazy? Don't we all go through something? Don't we all get messed with at some point in our life? Doesn't mean we go around just killing people for no reason. It's like, what happened to the good old days where, you just talk to each other, and if it gets too personal, you run a fade. I mean, it's not that serious. You fight. Sometimes you shake hands after, sometimes you don't. Just go about your life. But what happened in those days where people, you ain't got to pick up a gun to end a beef? Like, I'm not speaking on gangbanging. That's a whole nother ball of wax. That's been going on for decades, and that's their business, how they handle things. But I'm talking about kids that's not involved with nothing, just going to school, or elderly people just going shopping, and you're taking a chance of getting aired out? Like, that's crazy, man. What's wrong with people today? Like, how did this guy get access to a military-style rifle? Like, why are they letting anybody just get one? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I believe people should be able to protect themselves if someone's breaking into their house. Absolutely. I'm spraying too, but, I believe in concealed carry permits. Like, if you pass the classes and everything, then that's fine. But we all got to accept something. Do you think people who break the law are going to listen? Like, oh, hey, they've decided to ban guns. Aw, man, like, nah, it don't work like that, bro. Criminals are criminals straight up. They're going to get it regardless. Like, the psychopaths are still going to find a way to access guns too, whether it's off the streets, in a shop, their granddaddy's garage, whatever. They're always going to have access to guns. Anybody can get a gun. It's easy. And we have to adapt to potential situations like the one yesterday and the one last week. So, with that, it's like with Columbine, the grocery store, Aurora, you name it, You guys get where I'm going with this. It's like they spent so much money on Ukraine. What is it, $40 billion they approved the other day? $40 billion to Ukraine? They could put some of that money to armored security at every local place, whether it be a school, a mall, a movie theater, little leagues, man. Like, it's getting crazy out here. I wouldn't put it past somebody to do something crazy like that. It's a sick world we live in, man. For real. It's always been sick, but it's getting worse because these people are getting access to things like that, access to fully automatic weapons, man. And I stand by the Second Amendment for the most part, but back when they wrote that's back when they had muskets, man. Took like a whole minute to load the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure this wasn't their intention hundreds of years down the line. It's crazy, man. Like, I stand with Steve Kerr. I think they should really do serious background checks. I'm tired of the moment of silence, too. I've been silent all damn day. I've been hugging my kids extra tight, trying to put myself in their parents' shoes. I can't imagine being a kid at that school and just hearing shots go off, wondering what's going on or if I'm going to live or die. If I'm next to just being that kid watching dude walk in and just cock the rifle back, like it's beyond horrifying. I can't even find the words for that. It's so horrible. Like, I'm sick to my stomach just talking about it, but I've had so much anxiety today where I feel like I got to talk about it somehow. And what better to do than talk about it right here, where I got, people that people that me tough, man. I'm tired of not cussing. It's hard, but it's like people that me, people that have been following my music and, follow this channel. I appreciate you. People I grew up with, man, like we just get on here and BS, man. It's like, I just got a lot of anxiety today, y'all, but like when I was I remember when I was in elementary, I was on lockdown once and I was scared. I was petrified, man. I was just like, I think some kid's dad threatened to shoot up the school or some crazy thing like that. And I was sitting there like, whoa, man, like we might die because everybody's all crying. Everybody's all freaking out. Like, and I'm in like the 6th grade. I'm like, what's going on? It wasn't a weirdo with a chopper, spraying somebody in my school. It was stuff going on down the block. And, we just had to lock down most of the time. If somebody at my school got killed, it was after school, or somebody associated, it was after school on the weekend. It wasn't in school. Like it's crazy, man. Like, they're kids, for God's sakes, man. Like, I was just talking about mass shootings on my last episode about the one in Buffalo. It was one of my questions. I think it was Buffalo. Forgive me. I'm pretty sure it was Buffalo. Somebody had asked me about that on my last episode, and now I'm talking about it again. And I was not trying to make this show, like, political of any kind, but this isn't politics, man. This is human life we're talking about here. And my life matters just as much as anybody else's, let alone a child's. Like, children, our youth, our future are getting killed, man. Like, it's not normal. They got to do something, or we got to stand up to them and let them know how we feeling. Like, those parents, if I'm one of those parents, I'm demanding something get done. There's always going to be guns. There's always going to be access, but we got to control it somehow. I'm not saying going, knocking on everybody's door, taking everybody's guns away, because to me, that won't solve nothing. To me, that's just going to piss everybody off, and it's going to start a war within this country. But I just think we have to all agree on something. I mean, there's going to be people not agreeing with it, but the majority of people, we have to find a common ground with this. We have to, because it's just going to keep happening. I agree with armoring, having armored security at schools, malls, any public place, man. Like in El Salvador, they got that. They got people walking around with choppers everywhere. It's just, we got to be like that. We have to. We're at the point now where there's so much evil in the world that nothing else, in my opinion, is going to solve anything. Because if you're a psycho and you see somebody strapped up, fully armored, you ain't going to try them. And if they're surrounding the whole school, you can't try them after that. Unless you go around spraying the kids as they walk home. It's messed up times we in, y'all. But we here and we got to adapt to it. It's like, why did they keep bro alive when he took his armor off? That's my question. And people trying to say, oh, well, he can suffer the rest of his life in jail or in prison, whatever. Okay, let me ask you this. Is he being thrown up to the gorillas on Mainline? He ain't rolling GP. That ain't suffering. Throw his ass on Mainline. To me, that's justice. Them mess his shit up real nice. Make him suffer a few days. Then take him out if he don't do it himself. To me, that's real justice on that aspect. You go through a grocery store, live stream it, kill a bunch of elderly black people, and a couple others. It's like, you're a piece of shit. Straight up, you're a piece of shit. And you're still alive? If I was one of those cops, I'm taking one for the team. Sir, take your armor off now. Once he takes it off, I'm letting the whole clip off in his face. And that's just where I'm gonna leave that. The whole Buffalo situation, it's crazy, man. All right, with that being said, even though it's a depressing last few days, I want to get into this Raiders stuff. I'm going to address the mailbag today. Questions I've got. If you would like to submit a question in the mailbag, all you got to do is follow me on Instagram at Pookie Alzado. Watch my story for anything related. I'll have a random mailbag just whenever I feel like answering questions. I'll show your name and your question. It's kind of like a little shout out or whatever. You could ask me about whatever, whether it's Raider related, even music related. Like, I'm trying to talk about everything interesting. I'm a diehard Raider fan like a lot of y'all, so that'll of course be the main topic, but just whatever's clever. All right, y'all, let's get into this mailbag. Okay, first question, how big is your whiz? Stop playing with me. Oh, my God. Second question. Okay, the Diecast King. Who want to sell their Hot Wheels collection? What kind of questions am I getting today? All right, here we go. Hey, that's the homie, though. All right, the documentary 4. What do you think about the judge denying the NFL's motion to dismiss Gruden's case? Well, to be honest, I feel like the NFL barked up the wrong tree when it comes to John Gruden, trying to expose him. And I feel like it backfired on them, and I think they're regretting it. That's why they're trying to just get rid of this whole thing, obviously. It did take Gruden's job and future endorsements away. And that's probably why he's salty, because it took away his legacy, too, really, if you think about it. They removed him from the Bucs Hall of Fame. Any chance of him getting in the Hall of Fame as a commentator, like Joe Buck, he's in the Hall of Fame. All those chances went down the toilet with all this, with all the emails going on. I mean, I don't condone more than half of what he said. The racist comment, the homophobic slurs he used, I'm not cool with that at all, really. I'm not cool with that at all, period, actually. But I feel like there's so much more going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, that I feel like John Gruden was just the tip of the iceberg. Or how I should say the scapegoat, for all the NFL's dirty laundry. Like, I'm not condoning what he said about DeMaurice Smith's lips or calling Goodell a homophobic slur. He also talked about Biden being a nervous, clueless pussy, which I thought was pretty funny. I'm not going to lie, I laugh. I still laugh about it, But, the more those things come out, you're more than likely, unless you're Dave Chappelle, you're more than likely getting canceled for the one time, and that's just what it is. Like, he's a grown-ass man. I'm not trying to worry about another grown-ass man. Like, I always have love for what he did over the years, from the old days when I was a kid, seeing Chucky all the time, I feel like he did dirty, but that's none of my business. He's a grown man. He can take care of his own self. But anyway, I think he about to get a settlement, man. I really do, with the NFL. Or, because he might not, because he's the type to expose him. So it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do. But, yeah, that's how I feel about that. Okay. Benny Blanco from the Berg. How did you feel about the Brian Edwards trade? I feel like the coaches and GM know what they're doing. And I don't say that as a diss to Brian Edwards, because he was traded. So, obviously, the Falcons saw some value in him, and that we did, too, drafting him in the 3rd round. Like, obviously, that didn't pan out the way we had planned. Some guys just don't work out, and a lot of fans were upset at that move, but I wasn't. I mean, we got Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones in less than 48 hours. I can't be mad at anything for a while, man. Like, we ain't used to that, like I said. These guys are really trying to win, so I'm just going to trust the process. And you never know. We might throw some money at Odell next week. And to all those feeling sour, Ziegler and McDaniels will be forgiven ASAP. Because Odell's one of the best. Okay, knicknack 1911. Which games are you attending this year? I'll be at home opener. I'm probably going to hit one in the middle of the year, too. I haven't missed a home opener since 2012, because of COVID in 2020. That's the only one I missed since 2012. So I've been, I was even in Vegas in 2020 at the home opener. I was at the MGM watching them with my homies with the infamous B-Lock crew. Shout out to the guys real quick. That's who I tailgated with in Oakland all them years. But, I'll probably be at those, and I'll probably be at the Niner one towards the end of the year. Actually, I will be at that Niner one with a lot of my Raider partners and a couple Niner partners as well. It should be a good time. And for sure the playoffs, too, because we finna make the playoffs. Raiders. The documentary 4, once again. What you think about this Kaepernick boy? I honestly hope he don't make the roster. Hey, you entitled to your opinion, bro. I ain't mad at you. You know, you a grown man, he's a grown man. But in my opinion, with Kaepernick, I feel like his play regressed towards the end of his career until he got released by the Niners. Like, I don't know if he was lost in the head or if he was battling demons or what, but I feel like if he's better than the other guys in the quarterback room, besides Carr, you know, because you know Carr's going to be the starter. He got extended. There's no question he's a starter. Why not bring him in and give him a shot? I might even buy a Kaepernick jersey, to be honest. Like, it's a classic Al Davis move, in my opinion. Mark Davis has always liked Kaepernick and believed he should get a fair shake, which I respect. You know, I support his stance on police brutality 100%. But not to get off topic, like, if he can play, he can play. Period. If Carr goes down, we need someone to fill in for bruh. And if Kaepernick, who has a playoff appearances, a Super Bowl appearance under his belt, that's who I want. You know, I wanted Nick Foles because he won the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. Like, I know the Eagles had a good defense that year, but Nick Foles did his thing. And he did his thing against us in 2013. I know that because I was there sitting in the first deck. You know, he had like 6 or 7 touchdowns on us in Oakland. I'll never forget that. So I wanted Nick Foles as a backup, but now that he's with the Colts, I'll take a chance on Kaepernick. If he's better than the other guys, you know, if he does well with that workout. You know, I feel like he's got a lot to prove, and we can use him on read options. He's got legs. I'm not against it. I just hope he gets back to his old form. And if he can, I'm all for it. Well, that's probably going to do it for this one, y'all. I just can't stress this enough how it means to me to have my own platform now where I can just talk about stuff, whether it's the writers, music, whatever, man. Like, I know I got a lot of love on IG, which I appreciate. I'm just trying to expand to where, because a lot of people don't have IG. A lot of people don't have Twitter. You know, so I'm mainly on Instagram. I got almost, I think, 10,000 followers on Instagram or something like that. Like, that's love, man. I appreciate it. You know, so I'm just trying to get, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, man. I'm just trying to get out there. Just trying to do my thing with this podcast. And I really hope you guys enjoy it. You know, I promise that I'm going to always be 100% authentic. I'm always going to be me. And I hope y'all accept that. If you don't, you know, hit the unsubscribe button. I ain't even tripping. But if you mess with me, man, subscribe. Drop a comment. Constructive criticism. I ain't even tripping. So I might listen to it. I might not. But it doesn't hurt, you know, to put your opinion out there because I want to be better in every aspect. You know, I already upgraded my camera. I got my mic working really good now. I got light in here. Like, let's go, man. I'm really trying to get with this thing. This podcast thing. Just want to give a quick shout out to my family, my dog, my brother Graf. That's the homie right there. He shouted me out on his live the other day. I appreciate it. And we're definitely going to have to get going, you and me on here, and Samoan and maybe Cody, Kenny. Just get a bunch of us on here just talking, man. Talking about our Raiders. Well, that's the Alzado hour. Everybody take it easy, man. God bless. Hug your kids tight. And I'll see you guys on the next one.